fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joseph Parker. Justice for Joseph. Justice for Joseph. Get this. Joseph Parker explained how to beat Usyk. And this is what he said. He said, Usyk is a top-level boxer and a very skilled operator. He's got excellent boxing IQ. You've got to press him and match his punch output. He throws a lot, so you need to be very durable, very conditioned, and able to keep the pace from the first to the last round. That's what Parker said. And let me counterpunch. Joseph Parker is probably the smartest, dumbest motherfucker I ever seen. The reason why I'm saying that is because that's exactly what you got to do. Dead on. Shout out to Joseph Parker for making that observation. However, keep in mind, you gave up your game plan. You pretty much know what you're going to do. You're going to try to match Usyk and fight his fight. That sounds good, but if anybody could pull it off, you would think maybe Joseph could do it based on his ability and what we've seen him do in the past with other fighters, with other challenges, right? However, the 20 extra pounds don't help, right? That weight gain don't help. It may give him punching power. It may or may not. This is the question you ask yourself. Okay, you gain 20 extra pounds. That may stunt your stamina levels, right? But what could it possibly do to everything else, right? It could give you the power, but then what if the added weight doesn't do anything for your punching power? Maybe they're just all in your mind. Maybe that's all mental and you think it helps you, therefore you gain weight. But it could possibly drain or stunt or lower your stamina, your endurance, right? But it may not do anything for your punching power. That's just something that you thought. You may be in trouble because if anything, if what Joseph Parker does against Oleksandr Usyk, this tells me if he's smart, if Andy is understanding how to beat him, and Andy is confident, and I have confidence in Andy because I understand Andy with his tutelage and through the grapevine, through the roots of Emmanuel Stewart in the Crunk's gym. I know the flow. I know who is training Joseph Parker. That's why I'm interested in seeing a fight between Joseph Parker and Oleksandr Usyk. Okay? But I also know if they understand anything about Joseph and what they intend to do, they need to lose some fucking weight. Because it's not about how hard you punch with Oleksandr Usyk. Is how you can challenge and keep up with the pace of Oleksandr Usyk. Is your conditioning parallel or greater, if that's possible, than Oleksandr Usyk? You better make sure you cross every damn T and dot every I with Oleksandr Usyk. Because if you don't, if you get to the 9th round and you've been going toe-to-toe with Oleksandr Usyk, going tit for tat, toe-to-toe, here we go, face-to-face, mano-a-mano, and then you run out of gas, he's going to kick your ass. Bars. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen when you're dealing with someone conditioned and experienced and the ring IQ of Oleksandr Usyk. Because at a certain point, how hard you punch is obsolete if you have no stamina. That's like having a car that can go really fast with no gas. Hey, man, look at that car. I can drive 100 miles an hour. Okay, you can drive 100 miles an hour, but it's on E. You're not going anywhere. Same thing, bro. If you have no fuel, no juice, you ain't going nowhere. So if Joseph Parker comes in there saying what he has to do, knowing what he has to do, which I totally agree with, he has to go toe-to-toe, tit for tat with what he has. He can't let Usyk hit that gas, hitting that gear, that fifth gear to that sixth gear, because he could take off and win the fight from you. Fighting and boxing backward and forward, slipping and dipping and countering. Yeah, and all those damn feints. They will give you headaches, but you have to be ready for it. And if he has that excess weight on him, thinking that if he comes in, I will give you guys an early prediction right now, okay? If Joseph Parker comes in at 268 pounds, which I don't think he's going to do. I think they're smarter than that. I think Andy will catch that like, bro, you're too heavy for Usyk right now. Let's you're not fighting Mark McCauley, that's 300 pounds. You're fighting Usyk, that's 227 or less pounds. So we're going to get our pounds down because we need stamina. We need endurance. We need the energy so we can last, because we have to make an impression on the judges to show us that we're better that night, and we're going to show up and show out. That's what it's about. So I think they're going to make that. But if he comes in, if they don't catch it, which I'll be surprised, and he comes in at 268 pounds, he's not beating Oleksandr Usyk unless it is right and it is true that the added weight does bring extra power, and Joseph is actually able to land the shot that he did on McCauley. But if he doesn't get that, his ass is dead meat because he's going to gas out, and then we're going to see, and he's going to see, because maybe Joseph won't know at that point. He won't know until he finds out, and unfortunately, it's almost like getting out in the middle of the ocean, in a motorboat when you've ran out of gas with no paddle. That's what it's going to feel like against Oleksandr Usyk if you run out of gas with all that excess weight on you. But you guys tell me what you think of Joseph Parker stating that he knows how to beat Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!